What if I told you that in your coaching for boot camps is a fucking scam and is not necessary? Will you believe me? Let me explain why. This is for those of you who are thinking about boot camps. And even if you're not, you'll learn a lot about how this day game industry works for its scams. So let's talk about in-ear coaching and why it's a complete scam. Did you know that there's a difference between proof and evidence? They're two separate things. I know it sounds crazy because we're so used to hearing about, oh, if their student posed in ear for their boot camps. But that's the thing. It must be proof for their day game courses. It's proof. It's proof. But I'm going to share with you 3 dirty secrets with you today that's going to revolutionize the way you think about this evidence versus proof for in-ear coaching. It is not proof. I'm John Elite. I'm the world's best day game coach with 623 laid testimonials for day game, who has the most, more than every person in this day game industry combined. I'm not joking. And if people don't think these are real, guess what? They're just super fucking jealous. Super jealous. Like, they're just so jealous because my student, they post like a fucking white student getting 1 lay. I post one with 10 fuck buddies, a 5-some, 2 models, and 1 model girlfriend with all the lay pics, with all the audio infields, with every fucking proof, their tuition, their WhatsApp messages. They're just jealous. But in-ear coaching is not proof, guys. So if their students are cheating and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, John? How can you cheat? What if their students were actually using alcohol in the bedroom? That means at that point, when they use alcohol, everything before that point does not work. So if you took away everything after the alcohol point in the bedroom, the end game, the mid game, and the early game does not work. That becomes a major problem because you think you got to be in-ear coached, but you don't have to be with my training. That's the part that's hidden from you because everything before that point is not proof at all. It is just documented evidence. But my students can get laid without in-ear coaching and they get an analysis. Then that means if they're not using alcohol and escalating super hard, not taking no for an answer like their boot camps, then what is this? This is a skill. This is a conversion because they maneuver sexualized objections looping. However, in your coaching, the only thing it can do for you is to get you to pull her back home, launching 1,000 romantic sexual flirts, which does not work because most people don't fit in with a boyfriend and girlfriend frame. So every time you try to use a bunch of these stupid flirts, you're seeding the idea of being in a boyfriend and girlfriend frame, but you don't actually fit in there. You see that? No matter how hard you try, you will never fit in a boyfriend-girlfriend frame unless you're a tall white or black guy with muscles and height. So when you try to do that shit, what happens? You get stuck. But they may in-ear coach you and it looks great. It looks like, oh, look at all this acrobatics, this fucking circus here. But after the circus, once the animals go inside the tents, guess what happens? Alcohol comes out. They teach your students to use alcohol. They teach them to escalate super hard, not taking no for an answer. They teach them how to go just below the level of grape. That's what they teach. And their students are stupid. They're like, oh, yes, just bedroom masculine. No, my students are not taught bedroom masculation. They're just taught how to maneuver, sexualize, and objections looping. That's it. They don't actually have to use alcohol. They just use skill maxing. They dress whitewashed, raise a lot of points for looks, elevator shoes, money, the status be more whitewashed. Like in Indian, for example, if they're whitewashed, they're like 4 out of 10. They learn social skill flow drill. They learn social calibrations. They learn emotional control. And lastly, game is just maneuver, sexualize it to the maximum in objections looping. There's flirts, but there's no romantic flirts here. So therefore, they get laid very easily. And they don't even need to sound great for their infield. They can sound like retarded. As long as they're talking slower, they'll get 2.5 points for the emotional control category. If they can learn how to talk slower, they'll get 2.5 points for the social calibrations when they learn how to slow down and take their time. See, I'm talking a little bit faster, but I can switch anytime because this voice is trained. I can do it at any time I want. But here's the problem. People have like fast syllables, they can be corrected. They're micro pauses. So if that gives a 2.5 points, also their body language for social calibrations can be corrected. That's another 2.5 points. That's 5. Social skill flow drill, they practice that. That's 7.5 points. Game is only 2.5 points. That's why when they're doing in-year coaching, it is definitely not enough. So are you taking an IM test? I'm not sure what IM test is. So let's continue. As I'm saying, that's the thing, though. Before that point, interaction is not proof at all. It's just evidence of a poll only. So what you see there is not transferable to their Daygame products. You might say, oh, their Daygame products looks like the student pulled her back home. They're being in your coach, so you think this is an important feature. But in reality, you don't see the alcohol maxing and the heavy bedroom escalation, not taking no for an answer, keeping it below the level of grape. So therefore, you don't see that part. So their Daygame courses never work. So you have to take a boot camp. Every single time you got to take a boot camp. So they make 5K ahead. And of course, there are some people that can afford it. They're level 3 students. Their students will be Asperger's. They'll have that sociopathic death stare. And it's kind of funny how they call other people like that psychopaths, like the Therion or whatever woman, when she's, when they try to call other coaches that because of that death stare and they don't feel guilt. But sociopaths don't feel guilt. They don't feel guilt. That's why they can use the alcohol maxing in the bedroom. They don't feel guilt. They do it every single time. In every infield they have alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. And when their students do the same thing, the apple does not fall far from the tree. It is completely unethical. Yeah, I took an IQ test a long time ago, so it's higher than average. So basically, for their infields, it's not proof. It's just evidence. So I'm going to share with you 3 dirty secrets about their students using alcohol in the bedroom and escalating her super hard. But that part is hidden from you before that point, as I said, in the interaction. So it's not proof at all. It's just evidence of a poll only. So what you see there isn't transferable to their Daygame products. It has 0 Daygame lay testimonials for their products and courses. You're always going to get stuck because you're going to think this is an important feature. Oh, they're talking to their students. They have a microphone. So therefore, game is important. The lines are important. The lines don't mean shit. It's social skill flow drill. It's emotional control. It is social calibrations. And game is only 2.5 points. That's why it's not enough. They have to fool people and gaslight them using unethical practice, such as using alcohol and escalating her super hard. It's a complete scam. So if my students don't require that, then why will you need in-ear coaching for boot camps? Why will you need somebody screaming in your ear what to say? When my students can adapt everything in real time, they know the algorithms. They just need to know the timing when to flirt. I would tell them, I don't teach boot camps as much now until there's 0 COVID. But if she's off the line, I'll tell the student in the in-ear to tease her right there. But the thing is that they'll be doing a bunch of push-pulls and a bunch of romantic flirts. That's not going to work because the only thing that matters is that they get them to the pole location. That's what in-ear coaching can do. But however, once they pass the pole location, you don't see that their students are using a big bottle of champagne. You don't see that they're taught to escalate her super hard and not take no for an answer and keep it below the level of grape. Seriously. So if anything, if you take away the alcohol and you take away the heavy escalation, the in-ear coaching is all a lie. It's all just a circus being coordinated because my students, if they can get laid without a boot camp, and there's so many students that got laid recently, and they all done it without a boot camp, and every single testimonial is genuine. So they're so jealous. They'll be like, oh yeah, testimonial's not, oh yeah, fuck you. Every single last video testimonial is real. I have their lay pics that they don't have of their students because if they show their students lay pics and videos, it's just going to be a big ball of alcohol there. They don't have proof. They have evidence. Because in your coaching, you might think, well, they're talking in the ear. The lines are important. Like, let's Todd V it. The lines are important. The lines are not important. None of my students use lines. Don't you get it? Even if they use the hybrid opener, they don't use lines. I just tell them to open. Or they don't even, outside of the boot camp, they all drill down at home on WhatsApp. The hybrid opener. Excuse me real quick. I have a question. I was looking for XYZ. Do you know where I can find it? It could be anything. Zara, Starbucks, whatever the fuck. Just get her to stop. They can make up the XYZ part. So there's no need for lines in their coaching. I don't tell the student, just say, excuse me real quick, I have a question. They're like, excuse me real. No, I could just teach them to do the drills and they could do it in real life. They may not even sound good. In fact, a lot of the testimonials, when you listen to them, the students are very timid. They sound very timid. They're not confident sounding, but it doesn't matter. Because if you raise your social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, social skill flow drill, triangular flow drill, the 45-degree body language, and they work on the learning how to slow down their speech so they're taking their time, kind of like this, and being whitewashed automatically leads to a same-day lay. They can pull by talking slower because when they drill that down and they talk slower, they automatically get her home because when you talk, here's a gold nugget, guys, don't tell anyone, but if you talk slower and then you try to open and she walks away from you, she'll walk back. She'll listen to what you have to say and say, I'm sorry. And when you take your time and you take your time to speak, that's the leader of the tribe. You're like, how do you talk slower, John? All my students, they have to drill it down. They have to learn breathing exercises because when you start doing a bunch of micro pauses, when the student talks like this, talk super fast, try and go slow, a bunch of micro pauses like this because they run out of oxygen, and they're left brain. They don't know what to say. They're thinking, see, they have this POA accent. All this could be drilled away. So why we need in-ear coaching? Because when you fix this thing, you get 2.5 points for learning how to talk a lot slower, for getting a 45-degree body language. Now you get another 2.5 points. The social skill flow drill, the triangular flow drill that gets her talking more. I always tell my students, the flow drill is like this, the triangular flow drill. You tie like a string from your bedpost. You bring it outside and you string it all the way to the Daygame location. Every single time you go through the triangular flow drill, it's like a big one, right? Hanging off the fucking string. Another one, another one, another one. You get closer to the pole location. And you don't need to have in-ear coaching. You don't need alcohol and you don't need to escalate her super hard. You learn skills. It's like a boxer. They drill down their skills when they have Elite Bundle 2. So if you guys are learning something, give it a thumbs up. And also, you should check out the description because there's a 30-minute consultation. Right now, I'm going to be doing more consultations. In the past, I dismissed it. Lots of people want to know what their problems are. Show me a picture of what you look like so I can see your fashion. I can see how you talk. I can hear it. On your consultation, I can go over in details more about your life and diagnose the problems and make a recommendation for you. Not everyone deserves to be in my coaching. Last time I talked to somebody on the phone, I told them, listen, you don't belong here. I told 2 people to fuck off. So not everyone will. So there's no obligation. So look in the comments, which I'll be pinning there. Look at the description. Sign up. I have this thing called Calendarly or Calerly, whatever the fuck is called. I don't know how to use it. I'm new to this stuff, but I like to have more people sign up. So sign up in the link below. Here's the link for it. Let me just, copy and paste it or something like that. So it's pretty cool. You can set up a time and stuff like that. And here's a link for it. That should be it. All right, let's continue. So basically, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, a little bit of alcohol will not hurt, even if the coach was in your coaching and the student used alcohol, a bottle of champagne, it may loosen up her a little bit. But honestly, that is very sociopathic. It's a win at all cost behavior without guilt. They don't feel guilt themselves. While it's not illegal to get her drunk, it never is illegal because night game would be illegal if that's the case. But if she's intoxicated and you're heavy escalating and not taking no for an answer, that's called sexual assault. That's what they teach their students in these sexual assault camps with their in-ear coaching. They don't even have any skills. The in-ear coaching only gets a student to the pole location. That's it. She cannot object when she's drunk. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, oh, yeah, I'm interested in John's coaching, but in-ear coaching, what's that, right? It may be new to some of you, but it's almost like a device they put in their ear. And then the student also puts one in their ear, and they can hear what the coach is saying for the lines barking at them. They're stupid lines. Rough, romantic flirts, romantic sexual flirt. It doesn't fucking work. Yeah, sure, you get her to the pole location, but at what cost? Use alcohol and escalate super hard. So it means all their infields are not even proof beyond a shadow of a doubt. All their student infields are just evidence because you're being gaslighted with this circus. If none of my students actually use in-ear coaching, and I don't have to in-ear coach them, then what's the point of in-ear coaching? I have 623 late pole testimonials, and every single fucking late testimonial is real. I could even call the students right now and get them on here and tell them if they want to speak about it. Maybe I should do that. You know, this is completely unplanned. So, hey, any of you are free to be on YouTube Live. Just don't say your name. Then you can tell people whether or not the coaching and all the student lay pics, which I post here, are real or not. I will just call you very quickly, and then you can hang up afterwards. Who wants to be here? So I'm just asking my inner circle group. Completely unplanned. I can actually verify. They see all the lay pics from the students. And if they don't need in-ear coaching, they don't need a coach telling them what to do, but they just practice the drills in the inner circle and the elite bundle 2 students, why will you need to be in-ear coaching? You might think, well, it's during the inflation. Therefore, you don't have as much resilience. So you might as well take a boot camp, spending $5,000 to have somebody bark orders in your ear. Maybe that's what you're thinking. If they're barking orders in your ear, it'll be easier. You don't need as much resilience. You'll get over your fear. And then, you know, you look at their students pulling. No, you don't see them actually getting laid because they're using alcohol and heavy bedroom emasculation. So if my students are doing this without alcohol, then why the fuck would you even need alcohol for? I mean, why we need in-ear coaching? Why we need to be coached in ear? If they're getting laid, of all these students keeps getting laid. And I posted, even the white student, he doesn't have good memory, but he's up to 3 lays right now. And for him, for that student, he'd never been in-ear coached. I just make him do some drills like a boxer practicing their drills, right? When they practice on the heavy bag, let's say that's like social skill flow drill. Okay? Right? Boom, right? Boom. There's a microphone here. That's why I cannot throw too many punches. But, you know, let's say they're practicing their drills or Muay Thai. They're practicing their elbows, right? Their punches, their knees, their roundhouse kicks, right? That's their drills. 4 drills. Let's say for my students to raise the points for social skill flow drill, they practice a triangular flow drill first, and I critique it. Although I don't critique it as much if they're not learning as fast. The next drill is a 45-degree body language, a diagonal body language, because it doesn't put pressure on her. If you square off, like these self-proclaimed coaches, you got to be manly and square off is very manly. All the manly people never gets much late testimonials or any, or just down to 3. Because you're giving validation, you're squaring off. None of my students square off. They're forced to stand diagonally and look at her. Give it a thumbs up if you're learning this thing. These are secret things. Just because you know it doesn't mean you can do it. But that's already 5 fucking points right there. Social skill flow drill. And also the 45. And they have to learn when to nod. They have to learn when to be curious and ask questions. I won't go over the whole social skill flow drill. That's secret. That's for my student. That's their secret sauce. But if they already do that, women in their mental filter, do you know most women, the female nature, I've broken down the algorithms. Is looks is out of 10. It's like, no, it's not about looks. Oh. No, looks is out of 10. Money is out of 5. Status is out of 10. Social skills, 2.5, social calibration is 2.5, emotional control 2.5, game 2.5. That's 10 points right there. So if we added social skill flow drill and we added the body language of social calibrations, that's already 5 points, guys. 5 extra points. And how many points does game have? 2.5 at most. So when they're doing in-ear coaching, they're using a 2.5, a bunch of romantic flirts and a bunch of push-pulls, and maybe try and pull her back home. It'll never work because you don't fit in the boyfriend-girlfriend frame. So you have to start escalating super hard to get her to break. It's like brute forcing it. They're a bunch of cheaters. Everything about them is cheating. So in-ear coaching, if you think is necessary, then how did I get all these late testimonials without actual in-ear coaching? In fact, it's an advantage not to have in-ear coaching, because my analysis works because I can hear their social skill problems. I can hear when they're hunching, because when you're hunching like this, you'll sound very different. You get it? You don't sound as confident. When you're standing up straight, 45, you sound very different too. There's a resonance with your voice that's different when you stick out your chest. It's like you should give it a try. You'll sound different when you change your body language, your congruency. That gives you extra points. However, for them, their students hunch like crazy. Their students dress like shit. And the only thing they can do with in-ear coaching is to pull her back home. And because you don't fit in the boyfriend and girlfriend frame. Number 1, the fuckboy frame. Number 2, the boyfriend-girlfriend frame. That's where the romance is, romantic flirts. Most of you don't fit in there. Only tall white guys fit in there. Not all of them. Number 3, the friend zone social circle. A lot of these guys are saying, oh, you got to hang around with women and take pictures next to them. No, that's a very, very hard thing to do if you don't have the high status frame, which I'll talk about later. Number 4, husband material. That's why I'm dressed husband material. All my students dress whitewash and husband material. It dramatically raises the points. So they don't have to like do fucking in-ear coaching, because their points are already many points. Think about it this way. If you got money in the way you dress, it's out of 5. You're already getting like 2 points there, or 3 already. You're whitewash. Let's say you're whitewash Indian. You're 4 out of 10. If you're not whitewash Indian, you're bench-hold Indian. You're 2 out of 10. Okay? 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. It's a big difference. And let's say you're a Latino, 6 out of 10, but you're whitewash, 7. Get it? These things matter. Even if you add status maxing, there's not enough fucking points. You have a high status race, high status job, high status lifestyle, high status third world money status traveling advantage, high status exotic advantage, being a different ethnicity than all the locals. But that is not enough. That is only going to give you like this many points. But if you don't have the money and you're an engineer, you can only travel for 1 or 2 weeks for vacation. Your boss cannot see the other women in your social media twerking. That's all bullshit. So anything before the social media close does not work. You get it? Just like in your coaching, anything before the alcohol being brought out, anything before that point does not work. You're just going to spin your wheels no matter how hard you try. You're like, oh, I can see the student infields. They're in your coach. They're in your coach, John. I can hear, they hear what the coach says. Listen, I'm going to tell you a big fucking secret. The reason why my students get laid nonstop is very, very fucking simple. Okay, here's the big secret. 55% of your communication is nonverbal. You're like, really? So that 2.5 points makes a big difference. So nonverbal communications is 55%. Your tonality, which they learn how to talk slower and sound whitewashed, that is like 38% of your communication. 55, 38. The words that they talk about for the in-ear coaching is only a 7% of your fucking communication. 7%. Don't optimize what does not need to be optimized. When you look at Elon Musk's, 5 principles. Number 1, be less dumb in your coaching, unnecessary. Number 2, remove unnecessary steps in your coaching. Does not work without the alcohol maxing and the heavy beta emasculation. Number 3, don't optimize what does not need to be optimized. If you took away the alcohol and they were not allowed to use it, 0 of their students will get laid. They'll have 0 infields, and their girlfriends. They'll have no girlfriends because their first girlfriend that they claim that they pulled her back home, they never got her inside the building. She just stopped. They'll say, they'll show you their infield if they want to come over and take a look at it. She'll never walk inside the fucking door. You know why? What really happened with their first girlfriend? Because they lied to you. They lied to you. She No matter how much romantic flirts, because they couldn't use the alcohol, she never went inside that place. She didn't have enough trust. They used romantic flirts. She didn't get inside. So how did she become a girlfriend, you may ask, for this coach? It's very simple. For a couple of weeks, when they're texting each other, she kept saying, "You're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly," to the coach, the inner coaching coach. "You're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly." Okay? Get away from me, you're ugly. However, he used alcohol and banged the other women that's her friend, because now that creates pre-selection. And then she fell for him over time. Right? It wasn't initially because of that infield. It was all a lie. So the inner coaching and all that stuff without the alcohol does not work. They may have a girlfriend, which they claim is attractive. My Pakistani mentor's girlfriend is 10 out of 10. She looks almost like a CG person. I'm not sure. Like, I don't think she had plastic surgery. Maybe some fillers on her lips, but she looked perfect. Outside of that, I'm not sure. She doesn't seem to have any work done. She's Russian, not Ukrainian. She looks like 10 out of 10. I cannot show my students, but I've seen it, I've verified it. Their girlfriends look like not that attractive. But how did he get that girlfriend? Here's the truth about the other coach. They'll claim that, oh yeah, look at them, their girlfriends. Look how you get girlfriends. Here's the truth. To get that girlfriend, and I know, they never got it from Code Approach or Daygame. They got her from a social circle event. This coach went on a date with another woman, a fatter, uglier woman in a social circle. It was New Year's. So she fell asleep and she was drunk. She passed out, always alcohol. So what happened with this coach was that him and the other women, which is, usually above their SMV scale, right? Which is above their SMV scale, they had sex afterwards and they fell for each other. But it was social circle. It was not Daygame. They lied to you about their girlfriends. They lied to you about everything. They lied to you about their London immersion program. Only one student got laid with an ugly Asian woman, a Puerto Rican guy. Everything's a lie. Sometimes the truth happened is that they did get that lay. They did get that girlfriend, but how he got there was a complete fabricated lie. Just like in-ear coaching is a complete fabricated lie that people fell for. They believe if they can hear in-ear in the coaching, therefore, it's like, okay, I'll call one student, okay? I'll call one student and you can hear whether or not my coaching is real or fake, okay? Then you can confirm it for yourself. I just texted him. This is completely like, this is complete on the spot. So, 1 second. Let me just find his name here. Okay, here he is. So I didn't plan this. They don't know. I just told them. Let's hear if it's true. Yo, don't say your name and stuff, right? Don't give away any information. But this is completely unplanned, right? Like, I didn't try to plan anything. I just texted the inner circle WhatsApp group if anyone wants to be online, right? And just talk about it. Am I right?
Hello?
Hello. Did you hear all that?
Yeah.
None of this is planned, right?
No, I just random.
Just random. I just texted you in the group, right? If anyone wants to go on YouTube, I'm just holding up the phone near the microphone. So I want you to confirm this because some other jealous coach, right, try to say like, oh yeah, testimonials are not real, right? No, they're super jealous because every single student they have, my one is better. They show an Indian bald student, my one gets married. They show a white student, mine has 10 fuck buddies. So don't say any of the students' name, but have you seen any of the lay pics before? When I post an inner circle, whenever students get laid, yes or no? Is that true?
Yes, exactly. And the inner circle and WhatsApp group.
That's right. And that's uncensored too. So you know which student from the inner circle. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So is there any chance, like, is there any times I ever not show them, or is there any chance I ever faked any of these video testimonials or testimonials you've seen? You've been with me for a long time.
No, it's not fake. I've been knowing you for years.
Exactly.
I mean.
And you also got results too. And you also got results too. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. I got so many lay and man, so much results over the years. Obviously, yeah.
Did you ever have 2 girlfriends before? At the same time?
Of course.
Did
Yeah, of course.
you ever have a girlfriend and a white fuck buddy at the same time?
Yes. Yes, last year.
Yeah. So if that's the case, right? So every single thing, every single screenshot, you seen them before they're censored. You see all their names and everything. Nothing is even fake at all. Like there's zero chance.
No, nothing's fake. Everything is real. Very real.
So what do you want to say to the people out there that are on the fence and they're just not training with me because maybe the inflation is expensive? What do you have to say to these people?
I understand that the inflation it's here, but I think that your personal life it's very important, and you should do something about it.
Okay.
Immediately.
Also, tell me more about yourself, right? You're a Latino, right?
Yes.
And you're 5'7".
I'm 5'7". Yes.
We're the same height.
Um,
We're a bunch of midgets compared to other coaches. So you're 5'7". That's all. And how old are you right now?
I'm 38 now.
Okay, but you got all these results. So even older.
Yeah.
So do I in-ear coach any of you guys? Do I have to in-ear coach? That means that when you're in the field, I grab the microphone or earphone and I have to coach you in real time, or was that not necessary?
It's not necessary. It's optional. Sometimes if you are on the call and happen to see a cute girl, and I go for it, and you're on the other line. Sometimes it happened before.
Yeah, but that was way long ago. How many times did it happen? Maybe once or twice or something like that?
Once or twice.
Around once or twice.
Yeah.
I was just bored, right? I just want to hear what you had to say. But outside of that, I don't in-ear coach you guys in the group. Am I right?
Yeah.
If I don't in-ear coach you guys, right, then is it necessary?
It's not necessary. Depends on the structure. As everything is structured, and it depends on you. You have the potential, and it's up to you.
Do you guys? I try to claim that. I try to claim that these guys practice drills, right, in the group before. Have you guys practiced drills for your social skill flow drill, your social calibrations, 45 degrees, you're talking slower? Do I have drills like that so you don't need infield and like in-ear coaching? Is that true or not?
Yes, we do good drills based on the system that you have to practice.
Do not teach them how to do it, but the drills do help, right? They do get the students laid.
Yeah, you have to work for it, but it works.
Okay, so outside of that, so the drills raise the points, right? And also, you as a Latino, you dress in a blazer and you wear whitewash stuff, right? We don't want to say the entire fashion, right? But you do actually dress whitewash, not sneakers and fucking jeans and.
No, especially if I'm like older, I want to do like blazer, the fashion.
I see. And it helps, right? It got you the girlfriends before, it got you everything. Husband material.
Yeah.
White women.
Yeah, everything combined. It's just how to be persistent and love what you're doing. Work hard and to get the result.
So is there anything like, do I teach lines or is it all adapted to the algorithms, like the hybrid opener, everything? Is it lines or adaptive? Natural.
It's adaptive.
So if it's all adaptive, there's no like lines that I need to scream in your ear.
No, there's no line. I don't think lines work like that unless you're natural. But everything is an algorithm
exactly
that you follow.
You mean like the social skill flow drill, right? The 3 steps we will not talk about, but the entire thing is an algorithm. Am I right?
Anything from the opener to the close, it's an algorithm.
So it's more like adaptive, right? What she does is when you use the algorithms, but everything else is natural. Am I right?
Yeah, it depends on your style, but everything is under a structure.
And there's only like a very light level of game, which is maneuver, sexualize, objections, looping, right? And flirting in between, right? Backfilling it. And when you did all that stuff before, right? When you used the aeroscience, right? Did it work?
Yeah, last year it worked.
So
it worked for me.
Yeah, it also worked for the other guy, right? Who's Latino in New York, who's 21 years old. He finally applied that and then worked. Before I used to get like he just pulled. But if that's the case, right? So I think basically, yeah, this is like one of my students, right? I just randomly called him. So if anyone ever tries to say like, oh yeah, your stuff is like testimonials are fake, whatever, it's called defamation of character and libel. I will be, I will take that into account.
Yeah, you can say my name. I really don't care. I've been training with you for years now.
Yeah, I know.
And the only, let me tell the people why I train with John. I train with John because John is very adaptable. Years back when I was training with John, it was a little different. But now after COVID, everything changed. It's not the same. That's why mystery method doesn't work for streets. London method, all that bullshit is bullshit. You have to adapt. And John has the solution for 2024. I trust this guy with my life.
I know that. Thank you, Marco. I'm really happy to have you as a student, right? Like if I let you in inner circle, I do trust all of you with my life. Most people are not invited to that group. Is it every single year, right? Is it the system changes a little bit to adapt to that year, the inflation, the pandemic? Does it change a little bit?
Yeah, it changed. You have to change. We have to change to the students, adapt. Otherwise, we fuck.
Exactly. So what you may be training with me before, right, a couple years ago, is not going to be the same thing I'm teaching this year. Every year is different. But they always raise the points, right?
Is different. Yeah.
Okay. I think you guys are like, I think that's basically what I want like to hear. And I think now that they hear it, right? This is not like planned like yesterday or something and say this, say that. I just wanted to call my students. So if there's other people that are watching this that are my students and you want to get on the call and tell the people that, oh, this is real and they don't need inner coaching, right? What better way to tell people, right? Rather than me trying to tell the audience, right? Why don't you guys tell it? So whoever is going to be here, that'll be great. So anyways, I think that makes a good point. I think they understand now a lot better. Okay. So this is one of my superstar students, Manny Lace. Thank you.
So let me tell you something else, John.
Okay, what?
I just want to let you, the people know that this system works in California, in Florida, in Texas, anywhere you go. Because I've been laid there too. I got there, laid there before, and it works anywhere.
Yes.
Not just your city, anywhere you go, you take the game with you.
Yeah.
It works too.
It's not just like, oh, it works in Europe in some third world countries or it works in some Asia or something. It works everywhere. Every student's around the world in different places.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Miami, California, Texas.
A lot of our students in the inner circle, they're from the United States, or most of them, right? Is that true?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Like the majority of them. Few Canadians, few from Asia, few from other places, but mostly Americans. Am I right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So it's not like if it works here, then works everywhere, So.
Yeah, there's no need to go be a passport bro if you have hot girls here. You just have to adapt and work hard, with John. That's it.
And the drills are super important. They have to work hard at it. So if it's drills and stuff I teach, right, like the army or like boxing, right, then what's the point of mass approaching and trying to use tactics? Does that work?
No, it's really hard.
You get rejected a lot, right?
Like numbers game.
Yeah.
Rejected a lot,
Everyone's stuck.
I don't recommend that.
Everyone's stuck with their 2.5 points of game. And that's why they're always stuck in these boot camps and using alcohol maxing and the heavy escalation, or they play a numbers game where they have the mystery method type of boot camps. This is not the answer, guys. Is there anybody else that you've seen posting Daygame late testimonials from this year? I've been posting a lot. I haven't posted all of them yet. You do know there's other students I have not posted yet, right? Am I correct about that? From this year?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Many, right?
Yeah.
The Italian student, I only posted 2 of his. He's up to 5 now, right?
Yeah, they have so many lays. I don't even know all of them.
You saw the women that he's fucking, right? Their faces. Is it really 8 and 9 out of 10 for the Italian student, or am I exaggerating?
I mean, they're cute, yeah.
Are they?
I've seen a couple of them, yeah. But yeah, they look really good.
Okay. And the Jewish student, the 42-year-old student, right? He got a girlfriend now recently. You saw him like closing 2 women, right? In the pictures of the women.
Yeah.
And he can actually do it.
And pictures. Yeah, and that one girl looks delicious, to be really honest. I'm kind of jealous. Nice body.
And you saw that.
I'm a boob guy. I'm a big boob guy, so it's okay.
Yeah, your ex-girlfriend was quite hot.
Big boobs.
Your ex-girlfriend boobs, has like a nice body and stuff. So.
Both of them, the white girl and the Latina.
At the same time. And that's the thing, though, right? So, and also the Vietnamese student who's 5'6", he has a very pretty woman, right? He fucked us a 9 out of 10. Am I right?
Yeah, yes.
Some people may not like the pretty type. They want more like bootylicious, but she's attractive, right? Like she's pretty in the face. Like you've seen her.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
It's not like I'm exaggerating, right? She's really pretty.
Yeah, she is.
So these kind of results from the students, they're way more attractive than what other dating coaches students get. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you noticed a trend that most of you get like way above your looks level?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that my SMB is not pretty high. I'm a very average guy. And I'm really lazy. And I still can get results from these algorithms, this training.
So I think that's why I say to them, but just tell them like from the algorithms versus in-ear coaching, right? Which one's going to be more powerful?
From the algorithms and the inner coaches?
Yeah. Like, what do you think other coaches are using in-ear coaching? That means they're speaking in the ear in the bootcamp.
Coaches. Yeah. I think the older coaches are they live in the past. They think whatever worked 10 years ago works today. I mean, it's really hard to apply the same techniques from years back. Everything has changed, It's very deep, but with the algorithms that John is teaching, then, I mean, it just opens your mind and you adapt to it and you can get results faster.
And also this, for the 623 late post testimonials, right? I always post every single one of them for years, right? Is this bullshit number or is this actually 623, like one after another that I post without the name censored for the group? Is this real or is this bullshit?
No, it's real. And I mean, it's real because every time you post the testimonial, it comes with proofs.
Yeah.
Pictures of the girls in the bedroom, naked sometimes.
Yeah.
Or,
do you see the student's name? Bathroom. Do you see the student's name, like on the screenshots, or am I just like
on the shot?
Am I shopping away the name?
No, no, it's a screenshot from WhatsApp and the picture.
And it's all real. There's like completely accurate. You can see the name and the student in the inner circle. Am I right?
Yeah, it's usually a bedroom pic.
Yeah.
In the bed, laying down, butt naked, or something very, intimate. This obviously it's not Photoshop. It's real.
And also this, sometimes you see the students just pulling and not getting laid. Does that happen?
It happens so many times to me too. Recently I pulled and I didn't close, but I'm close to close.
So it's not like bullshit where they just automatically every single one gets laid. Sometimes they strike out, right? They fuck up, and they're learning.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. It happens sometimes.
In all the testimonials, when you look at the testimonial page, right? You've seen it before, right? You know all the students, or roughly a lot of them. Am I right? In the inner circle.
Yes, there's a lot of students here from Texas, from the States, from Canada, from all over the world.
But you recognize who is who, basically. You know who is the Indian guy, right? Who's this guy? Who's that guy?
Yeah, I know them by name, but I don't know all the faces.
Okay.
But if you mention his name, yeah, I know the guy.
Yeah. I cannot mention names over here because we're on the air, right? And they have the right to their privacy.
Yeah.
And I know that you don't mind me mentioning your name out here, but maybe for this particular video, I won't. But
you can. A lot of people knows me in the PGA community, and that's why I want to say that John is the best. I'm not scared to say that because he is
okay.
The best coach.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now because people are getting bored. They're just dropping off. So, all right, later. We'll keep in touch.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. Can you clarify that question? Just upload folder A first and folder B second. I just got a new assistant, so I'm gonna pay him every single month. So he's gonna upload my podcast. So we have some podcasts coming. So if you guys really like what you just heard, and that was my Latino student, I mean, I just called him out of nowhere. If you like it, check out the link to get a 30-minute strategy session. I'm not a person that does a lot of call to action. I'm not a marketer. But if I don't talk about these things, people will not know about them. So this is called Calendarly or whatever. You can select a time and a date that you want to roughly talk to me. We can always reschedule or change it around on WhatsApp. But a lot of people are very curious about Daygame and they want to get some results themselves. And they're really thinking about it. There's a lot of people that are professionals and they're getting older. They have a good life in terms of making money, but at the same time, they just don't have things fulfilled. Or they always look at these boot camps with this inner coaching, or they look at this other stuff and they're getting confused. They're getting confused. Where should they go? The thing is, until you talk to me, there's no obligations. You should sign up and I can test this Calendarly thing, because I'm not like a tech guy. This is suggested to me to try it. Why don't you have this? Everything's so low tech, John. Well, let's just try to upgrade a little bit, right? The webinar looks better. Calendarly, right? Join my coaching. And you don't need in-ear coaching. You don't need a boot camp. You don't need to spend $5,000 or more, even though you may feel like it's faster if you're in-ear coach. But when they pull the students back, like the women back at home, in the inner coaching, the rest of it is just teaching the students, here's the ball of champagne. I don't want to use it. Listen, it's easier. You just got to escalate super hard. That's the they'll have the conversation, right? You got to escalate. You got to bedroom escalate a little bit hard. Just keep it below the level of rape. Just try your very best, right? Blah, blah, blah. Drunk, romantic flirts. Doesn't fit in boyfriend, girlfriend frame after they get it in. Not taking no for an answer. Then you get Stockholm syndrome. That's how they get all their other girlfriends. Outside of that one that just went to the door and banged her friend, and then later on she would fall for him. Outside the other Ukrainian one, where it's like fucking just social circle and using alcohol and just going out with the other ugly friend. Outside, all the other ones are all alcohol maxing and Stockholm syndrome. Because when you hostage take people, you have sex with them, you force them, they'll eventually try to backward rationalize that it's okay. It's like Andrew Lake kind of game. This kind of crazy ass game. That's what they teach your students. You like, I don't believe you, John. Look at every one of their infields. There's always a big bottle of fucking champagne. Why is there always a glass there and a big fucking champagne? Because that's how they close. They cannot close without it. And that's what they teach their fucking students. And now you realize, and even if they got haters for me, now you realize all the video testimonials, all the testimonials are all real. They know the students. You heard from one of the students. Just like, it's just beyond a shadow of a doubt. This is a witness right here. All right. One student showed up. Anyone else wants to be here on the call? Just don't say your name. If not, that is okay. But it'll be good to hear from some of you if you guys are finished work. Okay. I'm just texting my group that. So this is all spontaneous. I don't even feel like being here today. I'm very tired. I'm going to pass out afterwards. I just showered. I didn't have time to fix my hair, but I needed to get this message out there because what I like about the YouTube live section is that you have attention span. Those are the kind of students I'm looking for. People that can focus, not people that are level 1 sewer rats. And that's good because they will never come here. You guys are different. You guys are like level 2 or level 3. I like that. I think that's awesome when I communicate with you guys. Hey, what's up? So basically, let's continue. So, but then again, I'm going to show you a great way you can actually get laid, like my students who doesn't, you don't even need a good infield, right? They can sound completely retarded, but if they fix their body language, like the student says, the drills, the exercises, they can pull with ease or get laid almost daily now. Before, in the beginning of the year, almost every single day, like they're either lay or pull. They don't need to use no fucking alcohol, and they get amazing results. So the first dirty secret is their infield analysis for their boot camp doesn't mean it's proof. That's right. I'm on your YouTube live, okay? So do you want to talk about what you saw in the inner circle group? Can I call you? Okay, we'll have another student, right? Which is great. Just very briefly, we don't have to spend that much time. So hopefully. If you can hear me on the YouTube live, right? Then can I call you? Then you can tell people the testimonial. Well, I'm going to call you anyways. You can decide whether or not you want to talk. Okay. Yo, don't say your name.
Hi, John.
Hey, so you're one of my students before. You took mental trauma cure, and you're also part of the inner circle, and you're also part of the inner circle group, right? Am I correct about that?
Mm-hmm.
Did I save your life before by you taking mental trauma cure?
Oh, you definitely did, yeah.
Were you suicidal?
I was.
And you got a job afterwards, after you cleared that? And is this factual? A good job?
It's absolutely factual. I got a job like pretty much like within 2 months after the
That's
trauma.
good.
Sure.
But before you were more like a shut-in, right? Like kind of like lots of mental trauma, parents crazy, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're from Vancouver, or you're in the same area as me, BC.
Same area as you.
Yeah. So you saw the inner circle group, right? And all the testimonials and stuff I kept posting, and you know the other students. Is there any part of this that's fake?
None of it was fake. It was all like 100% real. So yeah.
Did you see their lay pics and stuff without censor?
That's right. Yeah.
And you saw the students' names, and you know who they are in the inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
So if a coach would dare defame my name saying, oh yeah, it must be fake. No, they're just jealous. If that's the case, right? So you see sometimes students pulling, sometimes not getting laid. Sometimes they do get laid, and you know who's who. Am I right about that?
You are right.
Tell them everything, what you saw.
So basically, for his late testimonials, I saw the picture of the student, details about him, like his circumstance, and how he got laid, and the girl that he got laid with.
Okay. Speak a little bit louder so they can hear you for sure. But all that's real. So for the 623 late poll testimonials, every single time a student gets laid, I show the group right away. So
exactly.
You saw the time, right? Because we're in Vancouver time, right? Pacific time. So we have exactly the same time. Everything matches. The name matches the student. The lay pics, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this for a long time for all the students. And I even, in the inner circle group, you also see that I congratulate them in the group too. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you are right.
And I put their name, I tagged them, and I said, congratulations on your lay.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows. So it's like lots of witnesses. Am I right?
Yep.
So this is truthful beyond a shadow of a doubt. This is not just exhibit A, exhibit B. This is actual proof, not evidence. This is proof. So many seen it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So what do you have to say to people that try to say, oh yeah, This is fake, whatever. You saw like 623. That means there's so many late testimonials recently. That means there's 23 even lately from this year already. This is already March. Did you see those ones being posted over and over? Lay's post.
Oh yeah, I have.
So the timing, everything matches, right? Whenever I change the banner.
Yep.
And there's no trickery. There's no like deception. Johnny Lee is actually that good as a coach.
Yep, you are just that good.
So if this is all real, right? And you saw all this stuff and over the years, all this stuff, right? What do you have to say to people out there that are on the fence with my coaching now that they all know it's real, like 100%? There's no beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Well, I would say to those people that, like, just be open-minded, join this program and see how it is. You'd be surprised, like, how good John is. Like, he is nothing like all the other coaches.
Okay, so that's good. Let's see. Well, so I want to ask you a lot of things, right? I just don't know exactly what to say. This is completely unscripted, right? So have your life improved because of being my student?
That's right.
And what else I want to say? I want to talk about the proof. I think it's very important that people understands, right? Like all this stuff, right? The testimonials in inner circle. You do see me posting the inner circle, right? The students getting laid, documented. I show in the inner circle group on WhatsApp first. Am I right? And I show over there.
Right. Yep.
And you saw the women's pictures too. Are they attractive for the students? What they fuck?
Oh, they definitely are.
Are they above the look scale of the student? For some,
way above for most of them.
For most of them, yes. And they're like, it's like almost 3 or 4 points above averagely. Am I right? And you guys see me like teaching you drills and exercises rather than in your coaching, which is the video topic. Is that correct?
Yep.
Does the drills work for the students?
Yes, they work really well because you discipline us all the time, and we have to practice them on like a consistent basis so that we're not forgetting anything.
Okay. And you guys have to do a mindset playlist first, right? And it took you a long time, but everyone has to do that. And they have to go over it over and again just to make sure they implement lots of drills, right? Am I correct about that?
Yep.
The drills are not easy. Am I right?
Nope, not at all.
But however, when they do the drills over and over, the Italian student, the Jewish student, you know who they are. We won't say their names. You saw them get laid just by practicing more than you guys in the group, right?
Yep.
They practice quite a bit and they kind of slow down a little bit recently. Am I right about that? Is it because they're too satisfied? They're getting too much results, too much girlfriends, lays?
Definitely, yeah.
It does
just, too much results, pretty much, yeah.
So when you witness all of this, right, before you train with me, were you skeptical? Like the results of the students? Or you just completely just like...
Yeah.
You were? Okay.
A little bit, yeah, because seeing back then, I remember you had like around 500-ish testimonials. Even then, it was still quite a lot, and I thought like some of it might be exaggerated. But like after joining you, I realized, I was like, holy moly, dude, the stuff this guy teaches, it's beyond anything like anyone can imagine.
So it's not just game tactics, right? Like these gamey push-pull or other coaches, validation is nothing like those kind of shit, right? Gaming shit.
Yeah, no.
What is it more like? Don't give them away everything, but tell them a little bit more without giving away everything.
It's more about like social skills, having good body language, just a lot of other things that most people like don't know that are like necessary to succeed with women. So yeah.
What about tonality? What do you notice about that? Did I teach that?
Yes, you did.
Right? And you found it hard, right? To get it right. But the students, they all learn these 3 things, that 7.5 points to boost their score and get that lay. So the scoring system, right? Looks out of 10, all that stuff, money off 5. Is this algorithm like you see it producing results and stuff? So listen, you already know this is real and this is beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I think that's just, I don't want to take any more of your time, right? But thank you for being here. anyone that wants to show up that's watching this, right, in my inner circle, feel free to show up here, right? This is an open call. I can, like, there's no way I can plan all this, right? Before this, right? Did I plan this with the students in the inner circle group, or did I just spontaneously say, you want to show up?
You said it spontaneously. Like, we had no idea that you were going to do this.
Yeah. I had no idea either. I just thought it was a good idea. I don't think. I just kind of just do and see what happens. All right. Thank you very much. And we'll keep in touch.
All right, then. Talk to you later.
All right. Have a good day.
Yep.
Okay. Oops. Hanged up too early. But, okay. 2 people showed up. Anyone else wants to show up? This is fun. This is all real, guys. Every single thing is real. Every lay testimonial is real. That many. Because you don't need in-ear coaching, guys. Fuck in-ear coaching. Fuck their ear, man. Fuck them in the ear. Give it a thumbs up if you guys are learning and expanding your mind. That if what I teach is completely opposite to what everyone else teaches, give this video a thumbs up so it's good for the algorithms. And like I said, I'll make more YouTube lives if you guys give it more thumbs up. Now you realize it's all real. Shit. And then you have all these tall self-proclaimed coaches who are like, oh yeah, I got so much student results. I got this many testimonials. It's like, dude, testimonials does not mean laid testimonials. What if somebody said a nice comment here? I screenshot it. That's a testimonial? No. It's either laid under my coaching or they pulled. If they say something on YouTube, doesn't fucking count. Half of their testimonials are like that. Just testimonials. Oh, I got over red pill. That's a testimonial, right? Yo, good afternoon. That's not a testimonial. They got over red pill. They got over black pill, or the coach is legit. How is that screenshot as a testimonial? And then the other half, or 40%, are Tinder shit. Is Tinder a pickup? No. It's not pickup. You don't actually pick up women. You just swipe with good pictures and add them to WhatsApp. You can get an assistant to swipe for you and just collect the lays. Does that count? No, it's not a lay count. It's a body count. And then what? They have like fucking 10% or something, like night game, and maybe less than 1% of a fucking day game. Like they have like 7 or 8 at most, if they're lucky. It doesn't even fucking work. Oh, but they use the word code approach, so you're always stuck. But you don't need in-ear coaching. It doesn't fucking matter either. Romantic flirts, the only reason why they're using in-ear coaching is because they're getting students to pull. They use alcohol, and then afterwards, with the alcohol, then they tell her that students to escalate her super hard below the level of grape over and over until she says yes. And that's how they film the rest of it in the inner coaching. That's only 7% of your communication. 55% is your nonverbal communication. 38% is your tonality. And 7% is the fucking words that they're focusing on. Autistic people, Asperger's, if they've done engineering job before, Asperger's will focus on fucking lines and gamey shit and techniques and that kind of left brain shit. Fuck that. So the big idea is here is that this is proof beyond a shadow of a doubt, because evidence is like exhibit A, B, and C. Now that's not my students. They'll testify here that every single fucking lay testimonial is real, is their classmates. This is not evidence. This is not exhibit A, like their fucking boot camp infields with their students. That's evidence. This is proof. There's 2 of my students that showed up. So if anybody else wants to show up, now would be the time. So, okay, I'm on YouTube Live right now, but what you want to do is, let's say you upload the first one, right, on the podcast, right? My podcast. Then you schedule the next one 3 days after that, right? In order. Different scheduled date. And then the next one will be 3 days after that, 3 days after that. Put all the links there. 3 days after that. 3 days after that. I know there's a lot of videos I haven't uploaded for like a half a year, but please upload it every single 3 days. So they have enough time to see it. Just calculate what's the next 3 days. And then I'll promote the podcast. Thank you. So this is my video editor before who edits all the bootcamp stuff. But now he's an assistant. He's also changing his job title during the inflation. So I hired an assistant because there's too many lay testimonials, there's too much podcast, and people love podcasts. People like to consume information differently. So let's continue. As I'm saying, this is actual proof, because these students, it's not just like them saying it, they actually got laid and they got all these results themselves. I have their lay videos. I have their infields, their audio infields. You don't need a video. It also debunks the video infield. You need a video infield of the student in inner coaching, right? No, this debunks it. They don't even sound all that confident in their testimonials. None of those fucking lines matter. It's just a body language. It is the social skill flow drill, and it's learning how to talk slower and taking your time, guys. Don't you see? Like what the other students said is the things that don't make any sense to other dating coaches, because they're a bunch of autistic fucking sociopaths. They don't feel guilt, and they'll say to other people, "Oh, they don't feel guilt, so they're a psychopath." No, guilt. People don't feel guilt or sociopaths like them, and they lie about everything. And not only that, like how things happened. A lot of their student results, they fabricate it, like they got laid, but how they got there is completely sensationalized and dramatized and fucking. And their immersion programs, they lie about it. They say, oh, multiple students got laid. No, only one student got laid with an ugly fucking Asian woman with a more square jawline than me. Big fucking Asian woman, square jawed. Big. You know, Chinese have very square jawlines. This guy who's like 8 out of 10 or 7.9, Puerto Rican guy with muscles, maybe he's a personal trainer. I'm not saying he is or not. I'm not saying. But he bangs like a 4 out of 10. So, and then try and make it seem like other students that polled got laid. They just use emojis. No, it's all fucking lies. They lie about this stuff. My students are telling you it's all fucking true. All this stuff is true. Every fucking lay testimonial. Okay? So, I have proof. Because it's important, because, you know, they're trying to fire off 1,000 romantic flirts in your coaching. Oh, another flirt. Say this line. Say that line. They don't fit in with a boyfriend and girlfriend frame. In the bedroom, they have to use alcohol and get her drunk and learn bedroom escalation, cheating the process with their Daygame courses. It doesn't even fucking work without alcohol. Their infields do not work without alcohol. And the second dirty secret is everything is 20 out of 35 points to get over that line of fuckability. Don't you get it? 20 out of 35. So the main thing to understand here is that they keep talking, oh, it's all game, 2.5 points, a little bit of game. But game is only 2.5 points out of the entire algorithm. This algorithm got me 623 laid poll testimonials. And what's great about all that is that you don't have to worship me as a dating coach. You don't have to worship me. You don't have to worship infields and get stuck. You can just learn from me and get laid. If you get over the algorithm, looks out of 10, money out of 5, stats out of 10, 2.5 social skills, social calibrations, emotional control game. That's it. Boost the fucking points. Not in your coaching. Fuck that. Right? So if you're above the threshold, you know, then you get late. If you're not, you get stuck. So in the you know, like that's the thing. Alcohol, heavy escalation, not taking no for an answer. Keep it below the level of grape. That's not game. That's how the coach cheats. All their girlfriends was with alcohol. And in case they don't drink, they get stuck at the door. They bang her other friend later on with alcohol. And then later on, that woman falls for them because of pre-selection. Another girlfriend in Ukraine is social circle. They go out with another ugly woman, fucking drunk. And then they bang a hotter one with social circle, but they'll tell everybody. They got their girlfriends. They're so great. They got their girlfriends. They're lying to you about everything. Almost every single girlfriend they ever had without alcohol, it does not work. They need to use sexual assault game. So that way, when they do get it in and they wrestle her, not taking no for an answer, almost crazy as leaving the inside their door with a lock. The lock is not on the outside. The lock's on the inside. In these third world countries, they can get away with that kind of stuff. They like holding people hostage many times. That's how they think. They're cheaters and they're liars. They cheat through everything. They cheat to get the girlfriends. They'll even cheat to get into a different country. They'll tell you stories like how they apply to a country like 4 times. No, they cheat. They get a woman pregnant, raise a kid, probably holes in the condom. They get married. But, you know, they didn't tell you that until recently, until I said the truth. Everything's a lie. their results are lies, immersion programs lies. And a lot of the student results is not how it happened. They'll even tell students are average or ugly when they're like really good looking. They'll lie through their teeth. Everything's a lie. You're dumb enough to fall for this whole scam or this circus of in-ear coaching, this whole fucking freak show of a circus. And that's the thing, because people are impressionable. They just don't know any better. They just think, oh, they got a result here. Well, they gain more results here. They show an Indian student as boy gets laid. I show an Indian student gets multiple lays, multiple girlfriends, and now he's going to get married this year. They show a white student getting laid, or eventually will get laid. My one has 10 fuck buddies, and they're like, oh, I know it's fake. No, fuck you. Fuck you, you jealous motherfucker. Jealous, jealous, jealous. Jealous, super jealous, jealous. When all my other students are saying all this is real and this is spontaneous, it's not like I planned this stuff, right? So you see that? Okay. So, hey, are you on? Okay, there's another white student, right? Hey, let's call him, right? Hey, are you free to talk? Just don't say your name. I'm on YouTube Live right now. Never mind. Fuck. Maybe he's like not here. You see, is there anyone else like I'm on, okay? So okay. I'm gonna contact another student. So now you have proof beyond a shadow of doubt. Hey, what's up? I'll call you right now. Don't say your name. All right, don't say your name out loud. So you are my student, right? You're Indian student. How tall are you?
I am 5'5" or 5'6", about that.
Okay, I always thought you're 5'5", but you're somewhere like that, short.
In between, yeah.
And when we say other coaches' names, right, we don't want to say their real name because they can get us in trouble with the law. Because they like to.
Yeah.
Who was your old coach before? Was it self-proclaimed high lay count guys? I'm saying multiple.
Yeah.
And
that was the latest one, yeah.
And we can't say anything too much about it because, but have you ever, okay, so we're not going to say too much, okay? But did you get any lays from their coaching?
No, I did not.
So you took their, we'll just call it 9-week mentorship program.
Yeah.
Did anyone get laid for?
I think it was 8, yeah.
No, we're just going to call it 9 for the sake of.
Oh, okay.
Right. Wink, wink, right? We're not talking about that one. We're talking about a different one.
Got it.
Okay, so for your 9-week mentorship program, did you get laid for it?
Yeah. No, I did not.
Did anyone get laid for Daygame in their class?
No, not that I heard of. No.
And you're not lying, like you're not like defaming him, or you're not trying to slander. You're actually telling the truth. Nobody got laid for Daygame from the class at that time.
I'm telling,
to your best of your ability, right? Okay.
Yes.
So because it's the truth, right? And we're not saying their name directly. And I'm not here to defame their business or hurt their business. I'm just trying to make a point here. With my coaching, you have 8 lays now. Am I correct?
No, I have 10.
Oh.
With your coaching, yeah.
Okay, that's even better. Okay. So you saw all the lay pics and stuff in the Inner Circle WhatsApp, right? And you saw an Inner Circle group. You're part of Inner Circle. You're a lifetime member.
Yes. Yes.
Is this in a timely manner? Whenever they get laid, right? Do I post it right away? Yes or no? Like when
usually yes.
Usually yes, right? Inner Circle, I might delay a little bit until I write it down, but in the Inner Circle WhatsApp group. So if one of the students get laid, right? I show it to you. Okay, number 2, on the frequency of testimonials, right? Sometimes they're post, sometimes they're late. Okay? Yeah. Like you've seen that before, right? Like I'm up to 623 now. And you saw many of them. You've been coaching with me for years.
Yes.
Is it really true that all these testimonials keep showing up out of nowhere? Is that true, or is this?
Yeah, it's it's because they're following your instructions, and then that's what happens.
Did you see the name of the testimonials in the students, like women that's not face not covered before I censored it? And you know which student are they, right?
Yes.
Is this all true, or is this like fake?
No, it's all true.
Like we didn't rehearse this beforehand, and like I never. This is all spontaneous, as you can see in the inner circle group, right? That I'm gonna call you guys.
Yes.
Like there's no, like, we had no idea. Like basically, you have no idea this. That I'll even be on YouTube live until the very last minute. I didn't even tell you guys until now.
Yeah, that's correct.
If that's correct, then every single testimonial that you've seen is genuine. You see the names, the frequency, inner circle, and you know the other students too. Am I correct about that? You know the other students.
Yes, that's correct.
And I tag their names whenever they get laid in the group, and the testimonial.
Yes.
And the video testimonial guys, right? You know some of them too, right?
Yes.
So it's all real, right? Like,
yes.
Not even one like fake testimonial.
No, you don't do any fake stuff.
And they're not even photoshopped or anything. There's the same person. They get laid. They, I tagged them in inner circle. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Because other self-proclaimed coaches, right? Do they always, on their testimonial page, do they always post like student lay testimonials, or do they just post like positive comments on YouTube?
Yeah, a lot of just positive stuff just to get their numbers. A lot of it's not even results.
And that's a fact. That means we're not defaming this coach, and we're not trying to hurt their business. Is that right? Is that a fact? We're just stating the truth.
That's correct.
But,
yes.
But if their number of testimonials they claim, right, and half of them, I would say speculation, my opinion. I haven't counted. I can go through everyone. Half of them. Are most of the students like from Tinder for results?
Yes. Good. Yeah. Majority of them. Yes. I'd say.
And sometimes night game. A few times.
Yeah, sometimes. But it's mostly about online. Like it's just mostly online game pretty much. Okay. I would say like a good 80% of it.
I know, like we know every secret of this coach, right? I know everything about him, but due to professional courtesy, I'm not going to attack. Like I know all the dirtiest secrets, but like stuff that they say, and there's controversy among other things. I'm not going to talk about due to professional courtesy. I personally don't think he's like a bad character. He's just bad personality, but not a bad character. Maybe he has good intentions, but I'm a better coach when it comes to pickup. When you look at my students, are they all, do I have like positive reviews or, those kind of impression testimonials, or are they all just lay and pose?
Oh, yeah. It's just all lays and pulls. That's the only thing you care about.
So unlike them, right, where they post half of them just positive comments, my one, right, it's just all pickup. Day game. Sometimes students get laid night game, but nothing else.
Yes, yours is actual results, unlike theirs.
It's not just like, oh yeah, the student gave a good review, he learned a lot, he's setting up dates. None of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want to say to people that were skeptical? And you've seen all these testimonials over the years, right? As you go from 500 to 600 or 400 or whatever, and keeps going up, right? You've seen it all. Tell them the truth. We're not rehearsing this. Anyone that hates on me and tries to say my stuff is fake, I want to say, fuck you. Fuck you up the asshole. You put a big purple dildo up your ass, you fucking assholes, right? Like, honestly, who the fuck do you guys think you are? Like, you're so inferior. Of like 16 times the amount of lay testimonials. Go eat a dick. So what do you want to say to the world about the testimonials, the results, and whether or not they should invest in themselves, especially 2024, right? Inflation and shit. Tell them. What do you really think?
I think you're the only coach that is beating all the other coaches. You have the most testimonials. You're getting students the most results.
When we say testimonial, can you define it? Can you define what you mean by testimonials? Because they say testimonials like 1,000 something testimonials. Yeah. What does that mean by testimonials?
Like actual lays. Like you're not like other people are just other students are just feeling good and not getting results, and people I know other coaches count that as testimonials, but you don't. You actually care if students are getting results or not.
And by results, we're talking about lays and pulls only.
Yes, correct.
And that's like, there's no like, oh, I like this program. It's only about results too. Like, it just has to be results.
Exactly.
And none of this is fake at all. Like, you're literally seeing in real time the student's name and the women too that they fuck.
No, I know there's like people that weren't getting any results, and they were even thinking about committing suicide and stuff.
Who are we talking about?
And
who were we talking?
One of the students.
Okay, go on.
In the circle, like
yeah.
And they didn't get any results from other coaches.
Like Todd V, right? Suicidal Todd V. Like, I know who you're talking about. Yes. And
yeah, and they came to you, and then finally, they were able to get their first lay, and it was something that they were really struggling with, and they were thinking about committing suicide and all that. So, but they weren't, it didn't seem like it was going to be possible for them. But with your training, like, they got it done.
Yeah. And remember, he came to me when he says, John, if I don't get laid here, I'm just going to, he talked about ending his life. And you talked to him before, right? This guy's for real. This is not some bullshit story.
Yeah. So.
And I got him laid.
That's just.
I was like, don't put that pressure on. I don't want to train you. I was like, unless you finish the mindset playlist. It's like, oh, I want to sleep, right? I'll do it tomorrow. I'm like, fuck you. You do it tomorrow. He did it in 3 hours. Then he had the resilience to do all this stuff. He practiced a lot of drills. But okay, all this stuff is real. So you've seen it firsthand and stuff like that. So I think that's all I want to say, and I want to get the message across. And yes, like, you're not exaggerating that you were once a self-proclaimed high lay count guy. Guys, multiple student.
Yeah, I mean, even in the program, a lot of people were unhappy and wanted a refund. So that just shows, like,
remember, I'm not responsible. You're just speaking the truth. You cannot say like this guy's hurting your business and defaming it. I would protect him, but
yeah,
we will not go much further than that. We just say we know every dirty secret there is, everything behind the coaches, the fights. We will not talk about here. But at that time, so you're saying that this is the truth, that you're not exaggerating, that people did want refunds.
Yes.
Like, even if you were in court, like, that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get in trouble, but you know. And then they asked you the same question, right? And you were under oath, right? You would say exactly the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, because of lack of results they were getting.
But they're getting Tinder results, but not like Daygame or some night game only.
Well, some weren't even getting that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know. So
yeah, no, not all the students got results.
Interesting. But beyond that, right? Beyond that, we're not going to share anything else, because there's a lot of nasty stuff we can share. Because there's a lot of controversy and a lot of stuff they're being accused of. We know all the secrets.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean I would want to expose it, because like John Wick says, consider this a professional courtesy. But all right, later. Yep. Cool. You guys see a pattern here? So yeah, we stand by everything we say is the truth. That Johnny Lee is the world's best day game coach with pickup student results. There's no positive reactions or positive comments or reviews. Who gives a fuck, or impressions or setting up dates? It's only students laid or pulled if they fuck up. This is not an exaggeration. All this is the truth. The student cannot get in trouble for speaking the truth. He's not trying to defame this company or anything like that. It's just he didn't get any results. This stuff did happen. We can get to really nasty stuff, but this is just my opinion of what I see. And this is just what he's seen. This is not like saying something that's false. It's not false. He got 0 results. He's 5'5", for fuck's sakes. And there's so much I know that I will not get into. This is the most I'm gonna say. But you have no idea. You have no idea. Like, stuff that there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that I know, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. my professional courtesy. Let's continue. So this means that for the in-ear coaching, their audience are sheeps who doesn't know any better. They're not above a threshold, so you're being deceived. They got results, but how they got there is not how they got it. Their students are impressionable sociopaths too. They don't feel guilt. They get triggered. They have low self-esteem, but they're Asperger's. They have that sociopathic death stare. So when you tell them to use alcohol and escalate hard, they don't even know why it's a bad thing. They cannot feel guilt. And when these kind of people try to accuse like self-proclaimed coaches, I say many, they just be like pay to play or whatever and stuff like that, right? And they actually pay to play too. Many times it's called taxi money. So I don't know what the fuck. There's like accusing other people of themselves. It's like, oh, because they don't feel guilt, therefore they're a psychopath. No, that's a sociopath that don't feel guilt. That can use alcohol and stuff. That's not a psychopath. Psychopath can feel guilt a little bit, but they don't feel empathy. Sociopaths do not feel guilt. All their actions have guilt or no guilt. It just doesn't even make sense to them. So maybe they're misdiagnosing people because they're having opinions as facts. Let's continue. So the third dirty secret is the students, my students can get laid. It's not a dirty secret, but that's why I wrote. Because my analysis is accurate. If they can get laid in 1 to 4 weeks, averagely, without boot camp, and I just hear some of their infields that say, fix this, fix that. If they're not being in-ear coaching in real time, then why would you need in-ear coaching? If they can get laid, that means my analysis is more accurate than theirs. Their analysis is inaccurate because they have opinions as facts. They call themselves the experts, the best or whatever. But in reality, if their stuff doesn't work without the alcohol maxing and heavy escalation, they're no experts. They're cheaters. They're liars. They're manipulators. They're sociopathic. Their stuff, their analysis is all wrong. As they analyze other coaches and they say, oh, he's a psychopath. Or there's this and because of that. And they got results and they're great. The girlfriend stuff is all a lie. Some poet did not get laid, use alcohol with another woman, and then pre-selection, and they fall for them. Other girlfriends in Ukraine, they get through alcohol maxing. But for social circle, not Daygame, everything's a fucking lie. Every fucking thing is a lie. You're like, well, is it one lie or two? No, it's like everything is a lie. It's just a half truth. It's all gaming the system, and their audiences are stupid. So, yeah, that's a sociopath traits. Because if they have this 7 months to misery course online, and they don't, they're just using game. In 7 months, they eventually get laid if they just approach enough. But why does it take so long? Because they're delusional. They're like an AMD processor with 10 cores in their brain, a slow one. But imagine a sociopath have 10 traits of a sociopath, and they're running all the time. The 10 traits, let me type this in. 10 traits, sociopath. I didn't prepare. I just saw all this last minute. Let's see if I can find the 10 traits here. How to spot a sociopath. They always have these 10 traits. They cannot change it. That means even if you talk about it, you talk about the crazy eyes. That looks like the woman from Therion, which they'll call her a psychopath. And she's a sociopath, manipulating people all around her. But they always have these crazy eyes, these sociopath eyes, right? The people they accuse of being a psychopath, maybe, in my opinion, I'm not saying this as a fact, a statement of fact. I'm just saying from an outside view. I'm going to read the 10 traits of a sociopath. Does that sound more like a psychopath or a sociopath? So number 1, okay? Sociopaths are charming. They have a high charisma and they tend to attract the following because people want to be around them. They have a glow about them that attracts people, typically seek guidance and direction. Sheeps, they often appear to be sexy or have a strong sexual attraction. Not all sexy people are sociopaths, but obviously watch out for over-the-top sexual appetites and weird fetishes. Okay? So that's one trait of the AMD core that they always run with. They cannot change it. Don't forget that. Sociopaths have no ability to change this stuff. So if they use better emasculation with drunk women, they cannot help it. They got to cheat their audience. They got to cheat the whole fucking world. That's just number 1. Right? charming. I'm not charming. I have no charm. It's like this is why my subscriber count is not that high. I don't have the sociopath charm of a cult leader. I don't. Number 2, sociopaths are more spontaneous and intense than other people. They tend to do bizarre and sometimes erratic things when most regular people wouldn't do. They're extremely unbound by social contracts. They behave seem to be irrational, extremely risky. That's when they use bedroom escalation on drunk women. That's what they secretly teach. That's their secret sauce. That sounds exactly spontaneous. And they're also violent people. They're completely violent people. They have genetically violent parents that beats the shit out of them until they got scars on their head. So, number 3. Sociopaths are incapable of feeling shame, guilt, or remorse. You see that? When they try to say other people don't feel guilt, they can lie through a lie detector test. They can do the same thing too. They're actually talking about themselves. That's not a psychopath. A psychopath has no empathy. Nowhere in this chart talks about much about empathy. You see that? Sociopaths are incapable of feeling shame, guilt, or remorse. Their brain simply lacks the circuitry to process such emotions. This allows them to betray other people. Have they ever betrayed other people before? They have betrayed every single person around them. Every single person they have backstabbed. The work environment, they backstab people at their work, their entrepreneurial job. They backstab everybody and everybody they can. They always have this mentality that everyone needs to be screwed over because they don't feel guilt, shame, and remorse. Their brain lacks the circuitry. They betray other people, threaten people, harm people without giving a second thought. Have they ever done that? Of course they have. They've been violent. They pursue any actions that serve their own self-interest and harms others. You see that? Number 4, sociopaths invent outrageous lies about their experience, just like their girlfriends. They'll tell you lies, how they got them. It's completely half-truth. They invent the stories, as it says here. If they talk about Therion and how they don't feel guilt doing this, they don't feel guilt doing this either. They have the sociopath eyes. I don't. So they invent outrageous lies. So I actually went and I got all the assessment papers. I have it with me here in this room. So just in case I need it in the future, if anyone ever slanders me, calling me a psychopath, it's not true. I went through like many psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors. I have all the documentations. I have gotten it from all of them. I can show you in the future here. No one ever said I was a psychopath or sociopath. I don't have a diagnosis for that at all. They make wrong conclusions like, oh yeah, psychopaths, they don't feel emotions, therefore, or they're autistic or something. I don't have one for autism or Asperger's. I have zero diagnosis for that. Like I said, I have the documentation. Anyone that talks any bullshit is called slander and defamation of character. So that's why I understand social skills. I don't care about it, but there's many illnesses that affects emotions. But I can feel empathy now. Later in my life, I could not feel it before after I got rid of the mental trauma. So you can see I don't swear as much as before. I'm way more empathetic than before. But I didn't have that before. I had like very like less. But now I have a lot. So I'm not like, next one. Sociopaths seek to win, like dominate and win at all cost. Yeah, they'll say like, oh yeah, your testimony is fake. No, the students counters that. Also, they hate to lose any arguments or fights and viciously defend their web of lies, even the point of logical absurdity. They have to win at all costs. To move out of their country to a Western country, they have to get women pregnant and tell everybody bullshit that they're applying for the countries. They'll lie about everything, how they got their girlfriends. They'll lie and lie and lie. You can't verify it, but I know. She didn't walk through that door because there's no alcohol. No alcohol, no game, no results. They'll cheat their way through everything. They have to win at all cost. But you know, Johnny Lee keeps winning because I keep getting students laid. I haven't even posted all the late testimonials. Sociopaths are highly intelligent. They use their brain power to deceive others and empower rather than empower them. Their high IQs make them dangerous. This is why many of the best known serial killers who can successfully evade law enforcement were sociopaths. They in fact invade law enforcement after they beat the shit out of somebody with a pipe. Sociopaths speak poetically. They're master wordsmiths. They deliver a running stream of consciousness, monologue, both intriguing and hypnotic. They're expert storytellers and even poets. So whenever you see one of their videos and they're talking to the thing, they're just manipulating you. They're manipulating what you hear, what you think and what you feel. They manipulate the emotions and whatever. And they use words there to try to make you think this way. Brainwashing. They call it brainwashing. Like, John, you're not properly brainwashing the people, right? But they'll brainwash. That's the word they use, is brainwashing. And they also believe that if the students get late from the courses, like my courses, then they won't be in the boot camps. Why would they be there? So their courses are designed to be confusing as possible. I'm not saying they said that to me, but what if they did, hypothetically? What if they told me that the courses have to be as confusing as possible and incomplete, so that way they'll end up in the boot camp? That's why I have more testimonials and they have more in the boot camp. But they don't. They don't. But, regardless, I have like 16 times more. I'm not saying they ever said that to me, but they're like this AMD processor. Sociopaths, number 9, never apologizes. They are never wrong. They never feel guilt. Once again, the word guilt, as they accuse another self-proclaimed coach. Oh, he doesn't feel guilt. They're accusing themselves for others. They can never apologize. Even when shown proof they're wrong, they'll still refuse to apologize, instead going in the attack. Sounds exactly like them. Guilt is something psychopaths can feel, but not empathy. But sociopaths cannot feel guilt, but they can feel empathy. It's kind of weird, isn't it? A little bit of empathy. Sociopaths will have dogs and stuff. They have animals. They have pets. They can emote around their girlfriends and people they care about. It's kind of different with psychopaths. But like I said, I don't have a diagnosis for psychopathy. And when they accuse other coaches of being a psychopath or pay to play, and they're guilty of the same things themselves, they have pay to play. I'm not saying all their infielders are paid to play. None of them are. But what they do privately is pay to play, sometimes in a particular country. That's a third world, war-torn, shitty country. Of course, you're saying, which coach are we talking about? I would say nobody. Maybe this is all made up. Maybe there is no coach that's fucking crazy. Maybe I'm just using an example, or maybe this is all real. You will never know, because I'll never mention any names, and the stuff that's private, I'll keep it private. However, saying that, when they start accusing other people of pay to play, that's just wrong. Knowing what I know. When they accuse other people of being psychopaths because they don't feel like guilt, but they're the ones who don't feel guilt either, that's just wrong. Because he's not accusing a psychopath. He's just like, they never use the word sociopath because that's what they are. You see, with these 10 traits, they cannot change what they are. These traits are so dominant in their thinking, everything filters through it and out in their mind. Every tactic they use, every alcohol crutches, every single time the door lock is reversed so she can never leave, it's always the 10 traits of a sociopath. They can never change it. They cannot change their sociopath eyes, their intense eyes. They accuse people that also have very intense eyes. I'm not calling other self-proclaimed people sociopaths or psychopaths. I don't think so. I don't think they're a psychopath. There's no traits whatsoever that relates to it. Psychopaths could be very logical if they're so right. Not opinions as facts, and their Daygame stuff will work. But it sounds delusional. Mystery this, mystery that. I'm just saying that does not fit in with the definition of a psychopath. He's like, don't defend them. I will, because that's just wrong. When they say pay to play the other coach, right? And they try to this guy is so guilty of everything they accuse the other coach of. Guilty. Lies about the girlfriends. Lies about the immersion program student results. Try and make it more than they really have. They only have one. They'll lie about how their students get laid. They'll lie that their students are ugly. Everything's been fabricated. The results happened, but how they got there, just like the inner coaching, all this stuff, it's all a deception. It's all a circus. You're like, who can manipulate the world at such a level? A fucking sociopathic, dark tetrad, sadistic cult leader. They can do that. Ridiculous. As I was saying, they run 10 traits at once. They're delusional. So their in-field analysis is delusional, because if they were actually so right, they could get students laid for their 7 months program online quickly without them playing a numbers game and just collecting their money, because game is not enough, because they don't teach the alcohol crutch during these programs or their products. That's why they cannot get laid. That's why in the inner coaching, in the boot camps, they tell you what to say, and then eventually they use alcohol in the bedroom. Stupid. Romantic flirt, most people don't fit in with boyfriend, girlfriend frame. They're delusional. Everything that they believe, they're like expert opinion here. Expert at what? Expert at sociopath, 10 traits. Everything that gets filtered in their brain is all wrong. If you take away the alcohol, you take away every single lay testimonial they have. Then that's how delusional they are. They're even worse than the other self-proclaimed coaches. But they cheat everything. Their whole life, they're just cheating the process. And everything they accuse the other white dating coach, they're guilty of themselves. I'm just giving my opinion here about the coach. I'm not trying to defame him. And I'm not trying to slander him. I'm just giving my opinion from an outside view. I'm just speculating. Just to say that. I don't care about them. I have way more pickup lay testimonials than they do. I don't give a fuck about Tinder. But when you accuse yourself through others and defaming, saying, oh, student results are fake for mine, fuck you. When they're on the phone saying it's real and it's not even planned, and he's seen every single one, for a long time since they joined, it's all real. Stupid. Psychopaths have no empathy, feel slight guilt. Sociopaths has zero guilt. But they'll manipulate their audience. Like, imagine this level of manipulation. Even I was stupid enough to fall for their stuff. And also, they'll do anything because they don't feel guilt, including using fucking steroids and illegal heavy bedroom escalation. It's not TRT. It's not testosterone replacement therapy. It's recreational. This is why. And I said, who are you talking about? Nobody. Nobody knows. Nobody even can connect the dots. But they use steroids. And the reason why they look fat during the winter and stronger during the summer months is because that's their steroid cycle. The microdosing. They even tell their students, the short ones, hey, maybe consider it. They'll teach you how to do it. They'll teach you how to use anti-estrogen pills too. Anti-aromatase. They'll teach you how to use the dosage. Of course, there are coaches out there that even say like they like steroids and stuff. There's all sociopaths. Of course, there's some that claim that it's because they have this doctor. I forgot the name, starts with the E. Right? It's not recreational. Okay, whatever. Low testosterone. But they don't have low testosterone. They just do this because they're skinny fat. And it's easier for Daygame. They'll lie about everything. Is that who you want to learn from? They'll lock the doors on the inside. Everything has to be manipulation. They cannot be a normal person. So if the woman wants to leave from inside, they have to beg the other person to open the doors. They have to get out of them when their bedroom escalating her super hard. They have to kick the person off and say, I want to leave. Now, I want to leave. Open the door. Then the door will open. Does that make sense? And that's in one country. That's fucked up. So they're screwing everyone over with their impulsive violence, beating someone else with a pipe. But who are you talking about, John? Nobody. This is nobody. That's not like, that's sociopathic as shit. It's like a demon. They have a massive sanity. They're masked, they pretend, but they kind of hide the sociopath eyes, the Therion eyes, the RSD eyes. They learn more about you. They're like a demon. They pretend to be your friend, and then they stab you in the back. It's the same with their students. They treat them like bags of money that are easily manipulated into their rat trap. Their bait is their student infields or their infields, and you don't see the alcohol. And yeah. And the reason why I have more lay testimonials for my courses and all the other stuff, because it fucking works. But they think they're so great because they made their courses confusing, incomplete. I mean, you don't have to worship infields here. But to get a level 3 student, the ones who spend thousands and thousands of dollars, 5,000 to be exact, you have to make them worship enough to turn a level 2 student into a level 3. That's how they do it. They see these infields, they lose their fucking minds. But you know the truth here. It's all alcohol maxing. The infield analysis with these 10 sociopath traits, all their infield analysis are all wrong. It's always incomplete. They never have social skills. Trust me, engineers and people like that used to have that as a job. They're Asperger's. They don't know what social skills is. I do. Just because I'm not like great at it doesn't mean I don't know it and can teach it. I know everything about it. My Pakistani mentor taught me stuff like that. I know. That's why students learn it. I'm not the most social person, but I know how to use it if I have to. As they even tried to say other white dating coaches pay to play, in reality, they paid to play before. Not for their infields, but for the personal. So these are gold diggers. So how does it work? They'll pull the women back home in third world shitty countries, war-torn countries, Ukraine. And the women, before they have sex, they'll say to them, can I have some taxi money? Or they'll leave. And they'll be like, okay, fine. They'll give them a little bit of money, not a lot. It's not prostitution because they still have to pull the women home, as they'll try to say. That it's just taxi money. It's a win-win, right? The poor country help. No, it's almost like an indirect form of prostitution. They have gone through that many times. As they say, pay to play, pay to play. They keep saying that. Every finger that goes there, 3 points back. Pay to play. Well, they pay to play too. So in third world countries, the women will do that. Really poor countries. That's why they call gold diggers. They'll use the sex tourists there. I'm not saying that happens for every infield. If they don't do that, they have to escalate super hard in the bedroom. Get her drunk. They have this Elizabeth Holmes sociopath eyes. She's a sociopath, not a psychopath. They always look like Charles Manson and Hitler for their eyes. Very intense. Death stare. They cannot hide it. This is why these dating coaches with this death stare is not the same as blue pill. And my students who gets laid so often, when I analyze their infields, it's not in their coaching. I analyze their infields. They don't sound confident or witty or anything like that. But beyond a shadow of a doubt, now that you heard the students, saw all the stuff, the lay picks, the audio infields, they never sound good. They sound fast. They talk like that. They hunch a little bit, but they practice the drills. So anyone that tries to say this fake for my student results, they have an agenda because they can't beat me for student lay testimonials. They're super jealous. Jealous. And they write complete libel. Libel is like written slander. And they'll be dealt with. Every single lay testimonial, every single one's real. Every single one. Sometimes they don't even get laid. They get a pull. I still count it. I still collect it. It's not like they win every fucking home run. Sometimes they just hit the next base. They fuck up. They never sound good. And they don't use romantic flirt lines. They don't use fucking lines. They just stack the points for the social skill flow drill. The social calibrations, body language. They talk slower and they use the arrow signs for game. Maneuver, sexualize it to the maximum, and objections looping. Backfill with flirts. When you mix this with whitewash hairstyle, I didn't have time to wash my hair. I just took a shower before this. And the whitewash fashion, you raise your looks, you raise the height. With the elevator shoes, you can compensate. You can raise the money, you can raise the status. This is key because my students, the genuine video testimonials, they are not witty people or using autistic or Asperger routines or DHV stories. They're only maneuvering her all the time, pulling her, sexualizing it to the max, and using that get the sexual objections out to deal with it. They unlock her right brain emotionally and her left brain doing this without alcohol, without cheating. I know what you're thinking, that you still need a boot camp. Well, here's a tricky thing, because if you think you still need it because of in-ear coaching, you're being manipulated by sociopath cult leaders and bottles of champagne in every infield they have. They can't do it without it. Or steroids. They'll teach their students the same thing. Follow the evidence and have some critical thinking for once. That's why I create the Elite Bundle too. You can get both my products, which works, by the way. They don't have the best product ever. I have the best Daygame course ever because it works for Daygame without a bootcamp. You can look at the testimonial page for Elite 30. You see, it's like fucking more than if I have 16 times the lay testimonials, it's more than 10 times the amount of bootcamp stuff they have of students laid. Elite 30 by itself. By Elite Bundle 2, you get consulting for intense Skypes. And now I raised the price to $1,000. The world's best Daygame coach should charge more money if it works better than bootcamp. It is so backed by so many lay testimonials, it doesn't even stop month after month this year without a bootcamp. So this is what it's going to do for you. It's going to get you laid by not making you waste money for a bootcamp. And for level 2 students who can spend around $1,000, they're willing to invest in themselves. As I, the world's best Daygame coach, 623 lay poll testimonials. I'm not the best PUA, but I'm the best Daygame coach. Everyone declares they're the best. These are megalomaniacs. They want to prove it. I am that person. There's a difference between trying to prove it by wearing a t-shirt that claims you're the best and actually being that person. That's me. proof versus being. People are not stupid. Just because they wear like some kind of shirt that claims that they're the best, they're a narcissistic sociopath. They're trying to use positioning and marketing. I'm the best and most test. It's all fucking lies. It doesn't stop my students' lay testimonials. As the next video, I probably will post another one. What I do is I make you do drills and exercises to get you laid by getting you past your threshold for 20 out of 35 as fast as possible, without alcohol or heavy bedroom emasculation. You'll only learn how to maneuver, flirting, and maximum sexualization at a point, and deal with the sexual objections. Fuck, oh, you gotta sexualize it, not flirt, you gotta sexual. No, you cannot half-ass sexualize. It will not work UMP style. So that's the thing. You don't need to brute force it or take a boot camp with in-air coaching. So what I've done for you is I created this bundle long ago, and it still works today. Just like my courses. Do you know my very first course, Elite 30, was, I think it was released in 2017. It still works every single month. Their courses never works, ever. Ever. It's like less than a handful of lay testimonials. It just puts you in the boot camp. Unlike the other dating coaches funneling you into boot camps, so if you click the link in the description, you can sign up for a free consultation call with me, a 30-minute. I'll go over things about you. I'll diagnose your problems. I'll tell you what you need. And if you don't fit in, don't worry. There's no obligation. You don't have to join. It's not like a sales call where I use heavy sales tactics on you. I'm a very good closer, but it's only because if you want to be here. At least even if you want a financing plan, discuss it with me in the Calendarly thing. Book a 30-minute call in the description and also tagged in the video for the pinned comments soon. So that's the thing. You don't need a boot camp. You don't need in-ear coaching. You don't need to escalate super hard. There is no bedroom escalation coaching here. You don't take hostages and escalate until she submits with Stockholm Syndrome. And all their infields does the same thing. All their girlfriends did not happen the way they said it is. It's not closed with Daygame for some of them, or they have to retarget. I honestly don't know how much longer I'm going to keep the Elite Bundle 2 at this price. The prices will go up, and maybe I want to create a new Kaizen course where it's like Kaizen, but you have a whole group of people, an 8-week mentorship program. So click the link, discuss this with me, and I'm always here to help. And you see all the students with their amazing results. So that's the thing. I don't want level 1 sewer rats. I want level 2 and level 3. So if what I'm saying gets through to you, and you're like an Asian person or you're a professional, you make some money and you're not happy, you're getting older, your life is not in order, and you look at these boot camps and you're not sure about the other boot camps, and you see my student results, and you're thinking to yourself, is this the right place for you? Don't you need a boot camp? I want you to contact me. And also I have 3 months of proficiency bundle. It has every single course. And pretty soon it's going to have the Elite 60 course. One student has joined. But if I have a Kaizen, a group Kaizen, maybe we can have like maybe 5 people at the same time teach them in a group. It'll be cheaper than Kaizen 101. It'll be a little bit cheaper. But the more people will make up for it. Maybe I should make a sales letter soon. But I'm talking about Elite Bundle 2. I can't wait to see you on the inside. And I think this is where I want to end this video. Thank you for being here. Give it a thumbs up if you learned a lot. So thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video. No, I just raised it once. Because last YouTube Live, I raised the price. And I was just like, fuck it. But it's $997 now. For Elite Bundle 2. So it did not go. It is going to be that price. Rather than waiting until the end of the month, I want the students that want to be here. Does that make sense? That the people that want to be here, they emotionally invest. They'll emotionally invest. They'll do it. Level 2 students, and level 3 is like they'll pay more. I want to have more of those kind of students. I've been attracting a lot of the sewer rats. I told you, level 1, right, is like sewer rats. Right now, more people are joining the Elite Focus because they're poor. These guys will never spend more than $50 to $100. So the only thing you can sell them is like a book or maybe a small mini course. They will never buy anything else. Number 2, the level 2 students are going to be guys who spend around like $1,000 the most. They will not spend a single dime more. They'll invest in themselves. They're not delusional. They do not appeal to authority. They don't care about like fucking worshiping the coach. Level 1 have to worship the coach. Level 3 have to worship the coach, or my students don't. Level 3, they'll spend more than a couple of thousands. The Italian student, he got 5 lays now, and the Jewish student has a girlfriend. They both also got mental trauma cure, so they spend more than $1,000. They spend $2,000, and they also got the inner circle. But is it worth it? There is better than their bootcamp stuff. So I get them the results first, and they spend more later. But right now, I'm going to say $1,000 is fair. I'm undercharging. You might say that's not fair, but maybe I'm marketing the wrong people. My messaging has been wrong lately because I got so angry at the level 1 people. The way I talk to people have attracted lots of level 1 sewer rats. I don't want them. I want the people that are professionals who are older, 25 to 52 years old, who got laid. I want those kind of people who wants to invest in themselves. I'm sure you're out there. I'm not looking for the level 1 who quits easily, who needs to worship white plausibility and other coaches in inner coaching and infields and all that fucking bullshit where their students pull with alcohol in the bedroom maxing and all that shit. So that's the price. That's why I'm doing it, because I want level 2 students, not level 1. So I hope that makes sense. So I didn't have time to fix my hair. Any more questions before I go? Anyways, here's the link. Please sign up for the consulting call. You can always like join. You know, you can always like let me just get the link. It's right over here. Yeah, sign up for the 30-minute consultation. It's free. There's no obligations to. Oh, it's already here. Ah, here it is. It doesn't cost you any money. You're not forced to buy anything that you don't want to. But if you're a good fit and everything works out, the stars align, you should join my coaching. Maybe some of you that are making more money should consider the 3MP bundle, because now the 3MP bundle will have every course. And the price is lower than their 7-day boot camps. Their boot camps are $5,600 for 7 days just to learn alcohol maxing, just to get 1 lay. They show a student get 1 lay. My student gets like fucking married. They show a bald Indian student. My bald Indian student gets married, who's short. They show a white student with 1 lay. My one gets 10 fuck buddies, 5 some, 2 models, 1 model girlfriend. They show some other student. I show a better one. I beat them at every corner, but I should have posted 2 for every one they posted. And my one's all new. My one's like 2024. Anyways, that's all I got to say. I was going to say more, but 2 hours is long enough. Give it a thumbs up if you guys are learning a lot. And yeah, I wrote a lot more, right? But it's not necessary. I wrote another page. This is where I end the call. You better start typing quickly before I end it. At 2 hours, I'm going to stop. And also, yeah, you guys should start joining Elite Bundle 2. I think that's a good option. Or 3MP. Summer is coming. 3 months of proficiency. If you're rich and you're making like 6 figures, there are some students, even former students, that are millionaires, you know, right now. And one guy, he took Kaizen. He didn't do too well, but he wants to take 3MP again. All the courses and try again. It has a 100% success rate for anyone that finished Kaizen, but there's one-on-one. Those are going to cost more. But a group coaching, if you guys are interested in group coaching, right? I might make a Kaizen light group coaching. Rather than making it 1 month is super hardcore where they have to pinch their fucking nipples. I don't want to scare people away, but they have to do whatever it takes to learn and adapt if they fuck up. It's very hardcore. But if we make it 2 months, it's less hardcore. We could teach a whole group. We can teach 1 student at a time throughout the week. Everyone does the drills. They practice with each other. That'll be good. I can look over your homework. I think that's the greatest thing to do. So if anyone's interested, let me know if you're interested. If we can get at least 5 people, 3 to 5, I'll start with a Kaizen Lite. It's going to be like $500 cheaper than the Kaizen program. That'll be perfect. And it won't be as intense. But you all have to get laid no matter what. I'll only be accepting certain people. You can ignore me, blame the inflation, be a level 1 sewer rat, but that's not who I want to train. So anyways. All right, refocusing the video. Does the camera move or something? The fuck? Why is the camera not moving? I thought I set in such a way that the camera moves. Auto framing. Oh shit, I forgot to set it. Oh, here it is. Oh shit, after all this time, I did not do that. It would look way better.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Justin.
No.
Autopsy. 3 late testimonials.
All right. If that's it, that's just what I want to communicate. Maybe I'll cut this video and post it in the other side. Yeah, I want to focus on certain people and not sewer rats. There's a lot more sewer rats these days. If you guys cannot afford, then you can always go to Elite Focus, right? For day gamers. That course will teach you how to budget your money. But what I know about sewer rats is they don't actually adapt to anything. You can tell a poor person who's in debt how to fix their money problems. They'll never implement. The sewer rats never implement. Level 2, they implement halfway. I can always yell at them and they'll be on the line. Level 3 will do exactly everything you say. Like the Italian student and Jewish student. They won't even question you and they'll get laid fast. Cheers, for sure. So, all right. I guess this is the end. That's 2 hours right there. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next YouTube Live. Because you guys show up, you're going to get more YouTube Live as a reward. I'm going to focus less on the video section. There's sewer rats over there infecting the place. So fuck them. All right. Till next time.